The power of creating your why. Now, I believe that creating your why is creating your how-to through any of life's circumstances. You see, when you have your why, it's like having a compass direction through your life. Now sit back, I will tell you more about it. And welcome, my lovely and amazing listeners, to another of the Hope Ignites Healing podcast with your host, Dr. Lillian Kalisa. This is a space we speak everything holistic health and healing, and we are in the season this year where we are talking clean out. That is, we are cleaning out our minds, our bodies, and our spaces for holistic health and especially for finding healing. And this week, we are talking the power of creating your why. Now, this is what I strongly believe, that when you find your why, it's the start to your clean out journey, especially regarding holistic health. And that is why I strongly say that I believe when you create your why, you are creating your how-to through any of life's circumstances. To explain how this starts your holistic health journey, as usual, I will start at story time. Now, while I was making this podcast, it reminded me of a scenario. I found in my practice a fine, happy gentleman that I met, a well-accomplished 60-year-old that came in because he had randomly found high blood sugars while he was on a clinic visit at a nearby facility to his home. Now, this was because he had developed a tingling sensation under his feet and numbness in his legs. It got him concerned, hence going for the clinic visit. Now, I'll tell you, he was a retired gentleman that runs his own business. This entails a lot of manual work and was proud to say that this defined his daily physical activity, because he was telling me that he walks miles and kilometers on end in his estate supervising his crew that he said was also doing manual work. Now, this gentleman feared that age could be kicking in and that maybe the time had come. Interesting, he called them the diseases of the elderly had finally set in for him, and this to him was meaning diabetes and hypertension, and possible to that list I will add high cholesterol, cancers, dementia, to mention but a few. Of course, like we always do, we have to go and take the walk down memory lane, indirectly assessing lifestyle for the last maybe 1, 5, 10, or even 20 years if there is need. Now, this gentleman seemed to do pretty well for his age. No wonder his metabolic health was still holding up fairly well. Well, we thought it was at that time. So what had changed was the big question. This one is an interesting one as well. This fine gentleman, it gets me laughing remembering it. He had got a new love for a famous fizzy drink. It just did it for him, is what he said. It calmed his nerves, cooled him down, and got him that feel-good rush at the end of the day. I kid you not. He said that it even had the ability to get him going in the morning when it was a slow morning for him. That drink, I tell you, causing us problems anyhow. Now, of course, there was more to the story than the drink, that it was definitely easier to tell this gentleman, stop that drink immediately or it's going to destroy you further. But don't you think he knows that? Remember, we are talking to a well-educated, accomplished elderly gentleman. Do you think he didn't know what that drink would do? Maybe and maybe not. I think he would know. Anyhow, we together walked the path to get him to his why in life. Why was he doing what he was doing until now? Why is it so important to him to awake and get going? Why is it so important to him to run his estate diligently and not delegate the work to anybody else? Why? Why did he even consider coming to me that day and not a week before or even 2 weeks after now? Why? That journey gives the answers to why this fizzy drink, among others, has to go, even before we get there to discuss the drink itself. Why is him guaranteeing his next 5, 10, 20, or even 30 years after 60 with a healthy journey that makes meaning to him, worth everything to live for today, and not worth the damage that a simple fizzy drink would compound into in his life? Really? Anyhow, the reality is, with the high sugars and the high HbA1c, which is an indicator for diabetes, by the way, we definitely found that. I can tell you that all that good medication that we can give him without knowing his why, and the why that comes directly from him, I'll tell you that these are just pills or just any other prescription, just any other lifestyle modification. You go tell him, go exercise and eat right. Isn't he exercising on a daily? I can tell you any of those he can drop as and when he gets overwhelmed or when he actually feels better. But the why to why he will do whatever we together decided and planned with him after that doctor's visit enabled him to even say, "Can I please come back to recheck in 2 weeks?" I kid you not. Ideally, to check lifestyle changes and better predictable changes in metabolic health roughly takes 3 months, that is 90 days after the changes. But I'll tell you, this gentleman, 2 weeks is when he wanted to come back. He was that eager after we discussed his why. I kid you not. Anyhow, what is my lesson in this story? Having your big why will determine the choices you make in the next minute, hour, day, week, month, year, or even years from now. Connecting with your authentic self is what I'm talking about. Wins in holistic health. Now, I'll tell you, when you do not have a why, it's like you are going somewhere with no direction. You're simply guessing where you're going. You are moving, but to no particular direction or destination. Now, it definitely gives the amazing experiences, but with no particular value and worth. These experiences are taking you towards no particular something. You're enjoying the scenery, you're enjoying the trees, you're enjoying whatever there is on the journey. But to where? Where is that journey taking you? I want to change that today to leading you to winning in holistic health. So what does this look like? Look, the truth is, it is your choice to choose holistic health. It cannot be an achievement by chance. Now, you have to have a why as to why health is so important to you and how this enables you to reach that big why as to why you awake to life on a daily. Now, the reality is the world will ask you to be so many things, but who are you? Who are you asking yourself to be on a daily? And I will add, are you asking yourself to be healthy on a daily? And I mean your mind, your body, not just the high sugars, your social well-being, the people and the things that matter the most. Unfortunately, cannot have the best of you when your mind and your body are out of sync. I believe that this is to guide you on what you have to ask and answer with you, to get you to your big why, to clean out that which is not authentically you. 1, what is that you believe? At the core of yourself, not others and what they have made you believe, but you. What is your greatest belief in life? And 2, how will you get there to making that you believe into a reality, minute by minute, hour by hour, week by week? How will you get there? And 3, what will you do on a daily to get you to what you believe? When you answer those 3, you are winning in holistic health by finding your why. Now, I'm hoping that through this, you will realize that if you are your authentic health, you have no competition at all. Not with mind health that isn't your own, not with body health that is in reference with the hottest models in town, not relationships and an environment that someone described to be the best for you. It is yours. It's all yours that you describe to be true and gives meaning to your core reason for choosing health. Now you see, when you find your why, it gives you the calm and confidence that you will get there. What I mean is it gives the meaning to life. When you have your why, it gives you context to life. It guides the decisions that you make to be in context to help you gauge whether you are advancing your why or not. And also your why gives the daily quest and the pep talk you do with yourself on a daily. Things like, does this help advance my why or not? And in essence, we are talking about living with purpose and on purpose. Now, this is the how-to that I teach myself every day and everyone that God in His goodness enables me to encounter for that purpose, them choosing true and authentic health. And as we finish, as usual, we have to tell our minds what they're going to do to us, for us, on this journey. Join me through this week's affirmations. I take small steps daily to be healthy, but I choose the first step today. That step is in my mind. I choose to transform my mind today. I am committed to having great things happen in my life, the core of which is to choose true and authentic health. I am the steward of my health in my mind, my body, and everything that I have a hold of. You have done well as usual, but remember, in essence, we are talking about living with purpose and on purpose. And that is why I believe that when you create your why, you are creating your how-to through any of life's circumstances. Why is like having a compass direction through your life. You have done well. I'm so proud to be your host and your guide through this journey of finding holistic health. But we start at your why. Your host, Dr. Lillian Kalisa, here to add the glow to medicine and to be your guide on this journey to living a life of abundance. Take care of yourself. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.